The dreaded C word. Yes, the new dreaded C word, COVID-19. It hit our house. I'm Josh Hodum, pastor at the Gospel Tabernacle Church in Corinth. And yes, my wife and I both have experienced COVID-19. It started out with my wife not feeling well, hurting in her back. She went to have that checked because it seemed to not get any better. Never crossed our minds or her provider's mind that it was COVID. They was checking to see if she had a pulled muscle. The same day she came home from the seeking help, she lost her taste and smell, and that's when we were alerted that it possibly was COVID-19. The next day, or within the next day or so, she did have a COVID-19 test and was tested positive. Most of her symptoms was pain in the back and some abdominal pain, and then loss of taste and smell. I, on the other hand, shortly after she started having the symptoms, began to have symptoms as well. Again, I had pain in my lower back. Also lost my sense of taste and smell. And then, of course, I went through struggles with breathing issues. My breathing was very struggled, labored, I should say. And it took me a lot longer to overcome it. She was probably only carrying the symptoms about 3 days, 4 days, and never was really down sick. She continued to provide care for myself and for our son, which was 7 years old at the time, and he never displayed any symptoms whatsoever. I, on the other hand, was very sick for several days, unable to function. In fact, probably as sick as I've been in my life. And then I started getting better. We both dealt with extensive fatigue for weeks after the fact. And then my son started experiencing something that we didn't know what was going on. It was about 6 weeks after we had been diagnosed with COVID-19, and he had what is known as MIS-C. His symptoms was very severe with MIS-C, which was the remnants of the leftover of the COVID-19 in his body. He was in Lebanon for several days, very sick, very, very sick. However, we all managed to pull through this, and we all managed to recover. We seem to be doing well now, but don't take it for granted, and don't take every precaution that you can take for yourself and for your family, because COVID-19 is real. I wouldn't wish anyone to be as sick as I've been, and I definitely wouldn't wish anyone to have to experience what we had to experience with our child being sick. Thank the Lord our family did recover. Thank the Lord that our family is back to pretty much normal living now. We're still having some tests following up for our son, and actually I'm fixing to have some more tests done to see if there was damage done to my kidney. But we are functioning back in normal life now. But everybody's not that lucky. So take every precaution you can. If you start having any symptoms that could be related to COVID-19, go be tested, and make sure that you let everyone know around you so that they can be tested as well. Because my wife, even though her symptoms was mild, she was very sick. My symptoms almost took me out of here. My sickness almost took me out of here, made me very desperate for air, for breath. And not only that, during this time, my sister, my brother-in-law, my mother, my father, and several of our near dear friends that would be with us all had problems with COVID too. So take it for seriousness. Be careful with what you do, and act responsibly. And let's stop the spread of COVID.